It all began at the Wayside Chapel, Sydney, Australia, King's Cross in the 1970s. Now in the 1970s, King's Cross was really an amazing place. We had a lot of American soldiers there from Vietnam on R&R. It was the beginnings of the drug problem, and it also housed the largest hippie colony outside of San Francisco. I was working there with the Reverend Ted Knopfs, and day after day, young person after young person would visit us with drug problems. We were working with people who were at the depths of drug addiction, and in lots of ways it was a terribly painful time. Terribly, terribly painful. As well as being exhilarating, it was painful because so many of them died, and Ted buried all of them. And it got to him. It just got to him. All of those deaths from heroin overdoses got to him. And I can remember one day him coming in really excited because he'd been to America and visited the Robert Crown Drug Education Centre. And he said, Bill, he said, I want to send you there. I want to send you there to look at it, and I want you to build it here. So I went off to Chicago to have a look at the Robert Crown Drug Education Centre and came back with plans under my arm. I met with my friend Barry Masters, and we were sitting in a McDonald's, and Barry looked at me as I was enthusiasing about it all, and he said, we can do better than that, Bill. We can do better. So we sat down in McDonald's and on a McDonald's tissue drew up life education. At that time, I'd written a poem about sitting under the stars at night, and we'd decided that we wanted to do something that used the latest technology, and light-emitting diodes were available, which we could recreate a star ceiling. And then Barry created these amazing modules, electronic modules, in which the human body worked. And I'd got obsessed with the number 13 and kids sitting in a circle. So we devised this program for 12 kids sitting in a circle with a teacher, with the star ceiling coming on and this voice saying, have you ever been under the stars at night? Isn't it amazing? And then we had a big mechanical Harold that would come down from between the light-emitting diodes and converse with the kids.
I built a mechanical giraffe which could be controlled from the inputs. He'd had a rough night out, and when he first came out, his eyes were bloodshot and all the rest of it, and his ears were hanging down. It was all worked pneumatically, and when you pressed a button, the eyes would quickly revolve, had eyelashes as well, so that he had bright eyes and his ears would stick up and he'd look like a healthy giraffe.
And so we created a program that actually was positive and life-giving. And I was amazed at how lives would get transformed, because you could imagine somebody coming from in the middle of the street, being dragged into this centre, suddenly the lights go out, the star ceiling comes on, you're transported into the middle of space, and you're seeing how your body works and all of these sorts of things, and people's lives were transformed by it.
This is the original drawing that was done for the first meeting I had.
So we moved from the Robert Crown Drug Education Centre idea to a life education centre idea, where we were actually talking about the wonders of life, the wonders of the human body, and why do we want to mess it up with the way we behave and the stuff we put into it. At the same time, Reverend Ted Knopfs got this brilliant idea of putting all that we did in life education into a caravan, and rather than the kids coming to the centre, the caravans went out. I was a bit dubious about this, but it actually worked. I really want to thank you for being with me tonight, because it's the caravans that you take out that transform lives. And when it comes down to it, that's what we're all about.